Okay, good morning, good Monday morning. I'm wearing my 8645. Oh, I got my sticker because I went and picked up my CT scan this morning to mail to my surgeon. It was just a cluster last week. They were going to mail it out, but then he wanted it mailed to his home, not to his office. And anyways, it turned into a whole thing. I said, fuck it, I'll just come pick it up. So I went this morning, and that was that. Okay. I got several things on my list. I'm going to talk about them in the order I wrote them down, even though it's probably not the best order, but. So we had another police killing over the weekend, Rayshard Brook. So here's the backstory in case you don't know it. This guy's asleep in the Wendy's drive-through line. And he's blocking the traffic, so they call the police, and the police come. And they wake him up, and they're like, dude, you're asleep. What the fuck? Move your car. And he's like, oh, what? And like he's all disoriented and stuff. So they said, move your car. And he's like, okay. So they close the door to his car, and he falls back asleep, like almost instantly. Like, I don't know what that influence he's under. But they go back, they're like, dude, what the hell? Move your car. You're at the drive-through. Like, you're asleep. Wake up. He's like, oh, okay, whoa, dude, whoa. So he moves his car over, like parks it. So the Wendy's customers can get back in line, because Wendy's is, those are some hardcore eaters. I know, I used to work at Wendy's. Not the drive-through though, I was the front microphone chick. Anyways, I digress. So they go over to his car and they're like, what's up? Have you been drinking? He's totally disoriented. He doesn't even remember coming to Wendy's. He's like, whoa, dude, I don't know, whatever. So anyways, after quite the discussion, he finally gets out of the car, and they're going to do like a breathalyzer test on him, which I guess, you're just standing up, you breathe into the thing, which he seemed alert and like aware of his faculties and able to like handle that blowing test. And then whatever he blew, that part's unclear to me, whether he was super intoxicated or it wasn't bad, but clearly he's under the influence of something. They take him over and they decide they're going to arrest him for driving under the influence. So it's 2 cops, because you have to call for backup when you arrest someone for drunk driving or under the influence. Don't know if you knew that, but yes, must be 2 cops there. So they're handcuffing him, and then he just fucking loses his shit. And he turns on the cops, and they're wrestling on the ground. And so the one cop gets out his taser, like he's going to tase him to kind of calm him down. But the guy grabs the taser, like, takes it away from the cop. So the other cop pulls out his taser. So then the guy has the first cop's taser. He starts running away, like in the parking lot of Wendy's. He's running with the taser in his hand. He's like looking over his shoulder, and he's running. So like before this guy couldn't even wake up to drive. So like, I don't know what's happening. He's running, he's got the taser, which he's taken from the cop. The other cop's behind him with the taser in the right hand, kind of pointing to him as he's running away. And at literally 10 seconds in, he changes hands, put the taser in the left hand, gets his gun out, shoots him. Like 3 or 4 shots fired, 2 of them hit him straight in the back, and he died at the hospital. So, a lot to unpack here. First of all, the guy was clearly under the influence, clearly altered in many ways. Some ways, altered. And yes, he did take the taser, and yes, he did run. But, how far did you think he was going to get? Let's just think. And it's a taser, like, with zero thought, you're tasing people. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's far away. It's not like he's going to turn around and tase you guys. I just don't think the cops were in danger. I think they should have de-escalated it. I think they absolutely should have taken a foot race after him. 2 guys chase him. You don't have to shoot him. Like, how did it get to that? He wasn't threatening you. He wasn't a threat. He was like just like a drunk guy or just like a high guy. Do you know what I mean? It was crazy. They went straight to the gun. Like, were they so pissed that he overpowered them and took this taser that this turned into an ego thing? I don't know. I need some feedback on this. I'm really troubled, completely troubled. Next, we're going to move on to 365 days of knowing God for girls. Today is about praying continually. That's Thessalonians 5:17. So listen to what it says, okay? Because again, it's knowing God for girls. You're a girl, a female. One of the characteristics that females seem to have over males is that they can multitask, one of the many. Okay, some males can too, but overall, women seem to do it better. So true. This is evidenced every day in my home. So when God says pray all the time, you can learn how to do that. You may already know that it is possible to do more than one thing at a time while you're doing things like playing sports, watching TV, even hanging out with friends. There's always thoughts running through your mind. If your desire is to be in constant prayer, then you can focus these background thoughts as prayers. So say you're walking down the street, you see someone walking by, you can whisper a little prayer for that person in your thoughts. I know people that do this. I know that there have been times in my life when I've done that. I know there have been times in my life when I've actually seen something and said to my daughters or whoever I'm with, that person needs a prayer. I know that my sister-in-law, who's really into meditation and all of that, she says many times that when you see someone like in the grocery or whatever and they're rubbing you the wrong way or they're being rude or whatever, she says you gotta just shower them in love. Your thoughts need to be filled with love towards that person. And that's not only self-soothing to get you out of your, I want to kick their ass, but it's good to put that energy out towards others that are desperately in need of it, especially if they're doing things that are bugging you. So this was an interesting one for me to read today. I saw that 45 walked back from the Juneteenth rally in Tulsa. And he said it's because all of his African-American friends and supporters convinced him to do it. Who are those African-American friends and supporters? Make yourself known to me. He also gave the graduation speech at West Point, and he took a drink of water, and he was like a two-handed water drinker. And everyone's making a big deal of this. I drink with two hands. You know why? Because I have rheumatoid arthritis. One hand's not strong enough to even hold a glass. Sometimes you'll see me with the beautiful martini, and I take it up with two hands. It's not the best way to drink it. The only thing I can hold with one hand is champagne glass. But it looks like there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with me. That's why I do it. But why does he do it? What's wrong with him? And then he went down the ramp. There was like a ramp to get up to the stage. When he went down the ramp, he walked like an old, really, really old person, like a little baby steps. And then his momentum got the best of him. And next thing you know, he's like tumbling and bumbling and stumbling. I mean, he held his balance at the end. It's probably because he's got a lot of ballast that balances the front with the back. But even that, those little baby steps, it was weird. Like he thinks wearing a mask makes him look weak. That made him look really weak. And like, what's being said about that? Is anyone talking shit about him besides me? Because I would be. I am. I wouldn't be. I am. Got the message that Country Summer, is canceled. That's a local concert. But you can hold on to your tickets and use them next year. I'm going to let those roll because I know someone will go to that. But Stagecoach, same thing. You can I was like, no, give me my money back. It's like sometimes you plan something. I don't know if everyone suffers from this, but you plan something and a lot goes into the planning, and like you're thinking about what you're going to wear and where you're going to stay and how it's going to be and what's the weather going to be like and everything. And it's a lot goes into your planning, and then it gets canceled for one reason or another, COVID. And you decide, like, it's like the moment passed. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't want to hang on to the plane ticket and say, well, I'll still go there when I can because it's a great place and I really wanted to go there. It was a moment, like you wanted to go there for a thing, for this special time. And now that time passed, and it's like you can't even get excited about going there again. Do you know what I mean? Does everyone feel that way? I totally have that. I don't know what it is. It's the opposite of FOMO. I don't know. Anyways. So I have gray hair. Here's the thing. I've always gotten my hair done. I've never really analyzed my hair because I've been able to get my hair done at will. So the other day I was putting this hat on. I'm going to show you guys my gray hair. You're your mind is going to be blown. It's unreal how much gray hair I have. I'm so intrigued by it. I'm thinking about going completely gray, which will just make me look like an old, wrinkled, crabby old granny, and who cares? But look at this. Is this the trippiest thing you've ever seen? Look at all that gray hair. Is that amazing? I mean, I've never seen it before. It totally made me crazy in a good way. So much so that I'm wearing a baseball cap. But anyways, I'm getting my hair done. I guarantee I'll be getting my hair done soon. So my girls went to a private Catholic high school. They've both graduated. The whole time they've been there, the president of the high school has been this woman. And from the first day that I had interaction with her, I thought to myself, she's very wooden. Like she doesn't exude any kind of warmth or anything. She's just real wooden, a wooden human being. And, so many other people in administration at the school are like into the kids. They want to support them and go to the sporting events and show up at mom's club and go to dad's club. And they're really supportive of the kids. It's always all about the kids and making things great and fun for the kids. She's not that person. It's like her role has been so distant and wooden. Like she never really advocated for the kids if there was anything that needed to be advocated for. She didn't have any warmth. She didn't, prioritize things that the kids cared about. And I always found it to be really weird. And my kids would say things about her like, she's not nice or whatever. And I'd try to be positive. Okay, well, she's the president and it's a hard job and she has to answer to the bishop and blah, 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 blah. Well, as time went on, obviously I got 5 years under my belt at the school. I was like, they're right. There's something wrong with her. Like she's not a kind person. She doesn't care about the kids. She only cares about the money. And that was so counter to what I wanted her to be and what I thought she should be. And it was such an irritation. So when this 2020 bullshit came flying down and my daughter's graduation was in jeopardy and a bunch of moms of seniors started a letter writing campaign and were like reaching out and saying, these are our ideas for graduation. These are the things we want to try. Radio fucking silent. That woman did not respond to any of our requests. Nothing. We couldn't get a word out of her. And simultaneously, there's a huge fundraiser going on for the completion of the school part that burned down. This big, huge fundraiser while they're, screwing over the seniors. So like any good group of parents, we went over her head. We went to her boss. And not only did we give her boss our ideas, but we complained about her, like how she was non-communicative and how it seemed like she didn't really care that graduation was canceled and our kids were getting screwed and how she was wooden and unfeeling and da-da-da-da. So her boss was like, you could tell her boss went to her and said, pull your head out, respond to every single email, which she did en masse, just change the heading, like, thank you, Danny. Really appreciate everything he said. But they were cookie cutter. There was nothing personal. Just like her, wooden, unemotional, didn't care about her kids. Well, guess what? She's out of a job. And as happy as I am about that for the rest of the remaining Cardinal Newman High School students and the incoming students, and she's been replaced by her boss, interim boss, which this woman seems really kind and super responsive and really cared about the kids. I don't know. I mean, we need a new person. They need a new president. But, and I'm not wishing anyone to be out of a job, especially in this day and age, but she needed to go, and I'm glad she went. And I feel like me and the other senior moms, we had a role in that, and I'm okay with that. It's just like policing. You got a bad cop. You can't stand around with your hands in your pants pockets going, that's really bad. You got to do something about it. If you see something, you got to say something. And that goes for, your kids' schools, in the airport, if you're a police, do you know what I mean? See something, you say something, and you fight for your children. And that's what we did, and that's what happened. So farewell, fare thee well, off you go. I watched something last night on TV. My cousin actually suggested I watched it, but she called it by the wrong name, which, Joy Lynn, it's American Son, not American Boy. It's American Son, S-O-N. And it's with Kerry Washington. And it takes place, there's no scenes, it takes place in a police station. It's on Netflix. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to see it. It rocked me. It wrecked me. It's a black woman, Kerry Washington, married to a white man, and about their child. I'm not going to give away anything, but embrace yourself. Every single angle of this mixed race family is exposed. How white people respond to the black woman, how white people respond to the white husband, how black people respond to the black woman, how black people respond to the white husband, how all people in law enforcement respond to her black son. You gotta watch it. It's a killer. Heart stabber. Wow. I also watched that Wally Lamb movie. That's the way it is. That's the way it was. This is how it goes. Can't remember the name of it. I'll post it on Facebook because I'll have to look it up, and I can't look it up because I'm talking. It's literally an hour and a half. It's a quick one. I used to have the book. The book was this thick. But the movie's an hour and a half, and it has Mark Ruffalo in it. Really good. That's the way it is. This is how it is. This is how it goes. Anyways, good one. Watched it. Boyd started watching with me, and he goes, "This is so weird. Why are you watching this? I don't understand. This is so weird." And then Grace came down and said, "What are you watching?" And I told her, and she goes, "It looks really weird. Why are you watching it?" It's weird. That's why I'm watching it. But it was a good story. Not a good story like, "Oh, that was so good." It was interesting and heartrending and sad and great acting and suspenseful. Not really, but it was interesting. Okay. So I see the taking in a knee is coming back into fashion. And I see that no matter who you talk to, people don't freaking understand it. It's really not that complicated. No one taking a knee is against America, against the flag, against the military, against wars, or against police. They're against police brutality. You ready? They're against police brutality. Period. If you're not against police brutality, there's something wrong with you. The way to show that they're against police brutality is to kneel. Like the flag isn't protecting these people of color against police brutality. They're kneeling because they're disrespecting the flag, because they're showing support for those people who have been brutalized by the police. It's a public way to show support. Anyways, it's back in fashion now. You can do it. People don't think it's bullshit. I heard what's his bucket from the Cleveland Browns, their quarterback. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. He was like the number one pick, which is why he's at the Cleveland Browns. What's his name? Shit, I can't think of his name. Okay, I'll post that too. So what am I posting? I forget. I'm posting that take a knee guy from Cleveland Browns. And then I said I was going to post something else. What did I say I was going to post? Do I have to rewatch this thing to see? Well, I'll rewatch it and then I'll know what else I'm posting. Okay, 60 Minutes last night. They talked about this board. It's called the Merit System Protection Board. it was super complicated because literally as I was watching it, I was like, how can I get on the board? I'll get on the board, I'll do it. But I think you have to be like a lawyer or a judge or something, so I'm pretty sure I can't do it. But it's a board that reviews cases of civil servants who have been fired without cause or fired for cause that they sue, or whistleblowers. Anyways, they can't get any people on the board. There's 3 empty chairs. No one's on the board. The cases are just piling up like it's nobody's business. There's like over 2,000 cases that haven't been reviewed because there is no review board. And I'm not sure if I can blame 45 for this, but I want to. I just want to blame him. Just fill the fucking vacancies already. It's not that hard. And it's an important protection board, and it was a really interesting story on 60 Minutes. That's all I can say. This morning, a lot of chat with my friends about our 40th class reunion, which is next August. 40 years since graduated high school. 40 years, class of 81. 40 years. I can't even get behind that. It's crazy. My photo shoot, which was supposed to be last Monday but got rescheduled for this Monday, is happening at 2 o'clock today. What time is it? It's 12:35, so it's happening in a few hours. Once they get all the pictures of our house, the first thing I'm going to do is update Zillow, because Zillow still shows the old house, and I feel like we should have more recent photos on there. I already talked about how I have jury duty, right? That jury duty is coming up. That's exciting. My sister's like, what? Jury duty? Are the courts open? They must be. I still haven't gotten Alan Fitty's address, so I'm going to mail the invitation to Tiffany. I still haven't heard from any class of 2020 senior moms from Cardinal Newman High School who have extra announcements, because I really need some. I didn't order enough. So, all right, I feel like that's it. That's all good. We all have our marching orders for the week. Let's go out there and kill it. That's probably not the greatest word to use. Let's go out there and really do our best. Do our best work. Take care of our bodies. Eat good food, exercise, meditate, breathe, and love everyone, especially your closest family and friends. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.